What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It has been a minute since the last video I made, but today we're going to be talking a little bit about the difference between a poly system with V-loop and a poly system with injected hair. Single knot hair is another way to say it. This is a really important distinction because I have a lot of people that ask me, they message me privately and ask all about this. Hey, should I get V-loop? Should I get injected hair or single knot hair? What's the difference between these two? How do they actually interact? Is there differences in longevity? Is there difference in the way the hair looks? All this kind of stuff. So I just want to answer it really quick for you guys so that way you can use this as a resource in the future and do whatever you need to do, make the best decision for you, okay? So as we're looking at the different things here, just to kind of use Lvivid as an example here, they've basically got the Mirage is a good example of this. So the Mirage, there's two different versions. One, they have the upgrade Mirage, which if you look down here, you always need to be looking down here. They have the V-loop base, right? Now, the single knotted Mirage, once product details, right? You'll see it right there. So there's basically two different versions of this unit right here, just as an example. So what is the difference in between these two units? They have the same name, right? They have the only difference is the way that the hair is put in there. So V-loop in short, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what each one is, then the kind of comparison between the two, and then kind of my recommendations. So here's V-loop, okay? V-loop means that the hair strands are actually looped through the base. Basically, they enter and then exit the base. So there's no visible knot, okay? In poly bases, this can deliver a really, really good natural scalp look because there's no knots. We basically eliminated that part of it. Now, single knot, or sometimes you could call it injected, means that each hair strand is basically tied by a small single knot into the base material. Basically, it's like injected in there. So the knot is small, but it's there. And when you apply it to a poly base, in short, it offers a pretty good look, right? But it offers a little bit more secure hold into the base, right? So those are the things that we're kind of, oscillating between or comparing or trying to see the difference. So in short, let's kind of go through the pros and cons. The V loop. Let's talk about realism. It's going to be better than the single knot because there's no, like base to it. There's no dark specks. The flexibility of styling is a little bit better because the hair can orient a little bit better in more directions than it can with this single knot. It's just a little bit more free. There's less bulk of the knot. Generally, the base thicknesses are actually a little bit more thin, right? So you're going to get a better look, a little bit more believability, things like that. The durability is going to be low because there's no knot, right? It's only anchored in through basically in and out. So hair strand can kind of be pulled out by rough wear. So expect that you're going to get a little bit less lifespan out of that. In the maintenance, you're going to want to be a little bit more gentle with it. And then the cost generally a little bit higher for it because you're going to have to get more units. So the lifespan is going to be a little bit shorter. Okay? Compare that to the single knot. Now, in terms of the realism, it's going to be very good, but not as good as the V-loop. The flexibility of the hairstyling, good, but not as good as the V-loop because, right, you're not going to have the same level of styling freedom. The knot might kind of restrict the way that the hair moves. The thickness of units generally is actually a little bit thicker, generally speaking. They're a little bit more durable because of that. The knot provides a little bit more anchoring inside of it, but the skin bases usually have to be a little bit bigger to get that. The maintenance, it's definitely more forgiving. Your cost is going to be a little bit lower generally, and they're going to last a little bit longer, which will also improve, your basically total cost in when it comes to hair systems. So basically, here's my thoughts on it, very, very shortly put. I think that the I think that the V loop is great if you want absolute realism. But if you are somebody that's on a budget and you're concerned about that kind of things, I think that you do need to look at the single knot because I don't think you're going to be happy with how long the hair system lasts. So, I just wanted to show you, right, on Lvivid, there is basically 4 Mirages, right? So they have this upgrade Mirage. This one actually includes V loops at the hairline, right? So more believable, and then it goes to the single split knots a little bit further back. So this is going to be a best of both worlds situation. There's single knot. It is actually a little more durable, right? Because it doesn't have the V loop at the front, but the hair density is a little bit higher. So it's good if you want it to last long. The base is, basically 0.02 millimeters thicker. And then they have, of course, the Zeo series of basically both of these. So the Zeo Mirage is V looped, 0.04 to 0.06, and then this single knot Mirage is their 0.06, 0.08 single knot equivalent. So basically, if you're not familiar with those right there, just to make it even more complicated, the Zeo systems that they have, those are antimicrobial systems. And yes, they do make a difference. Yes, I've tried them out. Yes, they are better, because you're just going to get less bacteria buildup on your scalp when you're wearing it for a week. Or God forbid, if you're wearing it for 2, 3, 4 weeks, like some of you do. I don't even think you should be getting a Zeo. Like, absolutely. So in short, that gives you a little bit of a synopsis in between V-Loop and the injection. Now, what's great is that Levivid also is doing a Lucky Friday sale all through November. What that means is every Friday, they're going to be giving a free hair system to people. So if you buy one throughout the week, you're entered, and then they'll actually be refunding one person. And they're going to give 3 people throughout each week on Friday. They'll announce 3 people that they're giving $100 to. So you're going to find out about this on their Instagram as well as their newsletter list and all this kind of stuff. So I highly recommend you do that. In short, just synopsis, I do recommend that, in this case, the upgrade Mirage is probably the best of both worlds because you have V-Loop at the front, injection to make the system last. But if you are concerned with longevity, do not go with the V-Loop. Go with the single knot. If you want the maximum believability and you can spend a little bit more, you're not worried about replacing your systems, definitely go for the V-Loop. All right? See you guys soon.